Hey guys, my name is Max, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the Western Interior Seaway. Now, the Western Interior Seaway is also known as the Neo-Barents Sea or the Cretaceous Sea, and it split North America into two landmasses known as Laramidia and Appalachia for 34 million years until the earliest Paleocene, which is 66 million years ago. So the Western Interior Seaway actually connected the Arctic Ocean down to the southern Gulf of Mexico, which is now very tropical and it's all by itself. North America is now isolated as well as its own continent rather than being separated into two land masses. However, while the Western Interior Seaway existed, it was flooded with a very, very wide variety of creatures. Some of the most notable creatures of this time were the plesiosaurs and mosasaurs, with mosasaurs being usually the most famous. If you want, I can go over them in another video, along with Laramidia and Appalachia. If you have a specific topic you would like me to discuss, please put it in the comments and I will make sure to get around. Paleontology. See, paleontology is a subject I am most proud of. I love it so much. I've researched it since I was literally a baby. But it's a very, very broad subject, and I don't think many people actually know just what it covers. When people think of paleontology, even if they don't know what it is at all, they may think of a dinosaur. But the truth is, it goes over everything. By definition, from the University of Portsmouth, paleontology is the study of ancient life, from the earliest algae to the biggest dinosaurs and our first human ancestors. What that means is it covers more than paleontology. It covers every single bit of life that has ever lived on Earth, and that's so cool to me. Paleontology helps us figure out exactly how we got here from the earliest species through evolution and adaptation to our environment. It's so cool. Think of it, mammoths, dinosaurs, pterosaurs, marine life, it just gets bigger. Do you like it? Now that 2024 is over and we are in the new year, I thought we could go some over the coolest, in my personal opinion, specimens that were found last year. Firstly, a new species of tyrannosaur. This species of tyrannosaur has been found in southern areas of North America and has been named Tyrannosaurus macrensis. So it is not Tyrannosaurus rex, but it is in the same family. So it has a notably more slender and elongated snout than the Tyrannosaurus rex. It also has much notably less developed brows. They are much more subtle and smoothed over. Next, a new species of ceratopsian found in Utah. This species has been called Lococeratops and lived in swampy areas alongside hadrosaurs and ceratopsians, set to be put on display in 2025. And finally, in June, a diver discovered a mastodon tusk at around 25D off the Floridian Gulf Coast, which is a close relative to mammoths and modern-day elephants. These were found around 10,000 years ago, that's when they went extinct, were found for as far back as 23 million years. Good day everyone, my name is Max, and this is day one of speaking about a species from this amazing book. It's called Dinosaurs and Other Prehistoric Life. Today we're going to be talking about one of the oldest, the stromatolites. These creatures have a very similar appearance to rocks, however there is much more to see. Now this appearance is created through its unique cyanobacteria, which creates slimy mats, trapping sand and dirt, which then grows the shell through time. In this diagram you can see its layers as how this process occurs. Stromatolites first appeared on Earth over 3.4 billion years ago in the Precambrian and one of the lead oxygen producers of its time. You can still find them in modern day aquariums and water and shores, however they are far less than what they used to be. The first predator on Earth. Good day everyone, my name is Max, and this is day 2 talking about this book. Today we're going to be talking about the Anomalocaris. Now this creature was the first true predator on Earth and the largest creature of its time, making it a true apex. When its fossils were first found, they were actually believed to be belonging to different creatures on their own because they couldn't find a correlation to them. However, later on, these bones were put together and came up with this creature here. Pretty strange. Anomalocaris grew up to 1 meter or 3 feet long, and is a long ancestor of modern-day insects and crustaceans, being an arthropod itself like modern-day millipedes. On the side of its body, it had a bunch of little flat surfaces which it would flap up and down to glide through the water very smoothly. It additionally had 2 curved mouthpieces on the side of its face, which it could use to grab and crush prey for its dinner. often eating trilobites and other food like that. Anomalocaris existed 500 million years ago in what would now be North America, Asia, and Oceania. Brachiosaurus, the giant that we all came to love as children or later on in life. It's the dinosaur that we know most vigorously except from Tyrannosaurus. What if I were to tell you that its body, what you've been told, like Jurassic Park, is actually wrong? The Jurassic Park and elsewhere's interpretation of it is often based off of another species known as Giraffatitan. It's from the same species group, however it has got a slightly different skeletal structure. The reason for this mishap is that back then we only had one skull of the Brachiosaur family. That led to the mishap between the two species. So what is claimed to be a Brachiosaur in the show and films is actually more so based off of the Giraffatitan skull, which then got reclassified to a different species. We got a second skull that was then put to be Altithorax, which is the Brachiosaur. The main difference is that one skull is very rounded off, and Brachiosaur had a much more bulky body compared to the Giraffatitan's very prominent bump. Indeed I can. Did you guys know that there were only 2 dinosaurs discovered in the Netherlands? I did not, and it blew my mind. The first, Petasuchus, was a theropod dinosaur discovered in the Maastrichtian formations. Actually, the only found of it was an incomplete femur. That's all they have of it. It is believed to be small and a fast predator. The second, Orthomerus, it is known from way more remains, but it was likely a hadrosaur or a duck-billed dinosaur. These herbivores were common during the late Cretaceous period and had distinct adaptations for grazing. You can see that based on their teeth and the back of their mouth. While discoveries like these are rare, they do remind us that even places like the Netherlands that may not be distinctly known about dinosaurs or prehistoric life as much as other places such as North America or South America, they are still incredible and they can teach us so much more about our world. So if you like paleontology, go check out my channel. I've got tons of stuff on it. What unique fossils have been found in your country? Tell me in the comments. Hey guys, my name is Max, and in today's video we're going to be talking about Nophronychus graphami. Now, Nophronychus graphami is my favourite specimen of dinosaurs. It was about 5 to 6 metres long and about 3 to 4 metres tall. It weighed about a ton. Nophronychus graphami was home to the family of dinosaurs known as the theropods, but furthermore specifically, home to the family of the Therizinosaurids, which you may have seen from Jurassic World Dominion, or from Walking with Dinosaurs: A Giant Claw, released way back in like 1998 or something. That was a long time ago. That's what I grew up on though. So, what makes this specimen so cool to me is that when they found it, it was the most intact specimen of any Therizinosaurus they had ever found. But what makes it weird, and this is why I find it so intriguing, is that they found every piece of its body except its skull. And additionally, they found it in the middle of what was at the time the Western Interior Seaway. I will explain that in a later video. However, how do you think it got there? Hey guys, you may have heard of the giant or colossal squid, but no one ever really talks about the true krakens of the earth, the ones that aren't here anymore. Now we're going to be talking about the Ordovician cephalopods. Now the Ordovician cephalopods came in all sorts of shapes and sizes, with some having curved shells and some having straight cones named orthocones. The largest of the bunch was the Endocerus giganteum, reaching a maximum length of 6 meters, making it a phenomenal apex predator and the largest creature of its time. Now this may not sound large when in comparison to later creatures that we know existed, such as the mosasaur, tylosaur, and some land animals like the T-Rex. It was giant at the time, as most species were minuscule. The smallest and earliest cephalopods were the Plectronocerus, which grew to about 2 centimeters, and we have this evidence from 7 recorded specimens. Now there is still so much to discover than what we don't know, and more is always being uncovered from seas in different parts of the land. What shall I talk about next? In the UK, they have just found the largest trackway and walkway of dinosaur footprints that have ever been found in the UK. It's just so cool. One of the actual builders and excavators of it, because they were found on a quarry, have actually said that they found about 3 meters between every bump, so it is a relatively large dinosaur, which is just so cool. In the 1990s, they had also found different fossils and footprint records there, so it was somewhat expected.